So guys, it's not a crime to actually support P2B in this country. Like, it's not a crime to want to work with P2B. Don't worry guys, I will show you guys what the Dele Farotimi said about P2B. But before that, take a look at what P2B said. He said the parliamentary vote held yesterday clearly demonstrates that democracy in true sense does not exist in Nigeria. Where there is no functional opposition, democracy cannot strive. Opposition is a critical pillar of any democratic system. It ensures that the right things are done, holds the ruling party accountable, and offers alternative viewpoints. However, an effective opposition can only exist within a system that supports proportional representation. An approach practiced in countries like South Africa and Indonesia. In South Africa, for example, the National Assembly has 400 seats. The African National Congress received about 40% of the vote and holds approximately 160 seats, while the Democratic Alliance, with about 20% of the vote, holds around 80 seats. Alongside several other parties, those who contested the presidential election remain recognized leader of their respective parties. Like he's talking about countries that are saying no. A similar situation exists in Indonesia and other countries where democracy is genuinely practiced. As is the norm in such systems, laws prohibit elected officials from switching parties without forfeiting their seats. This helps maintain party discipline and preserve the sanctity of the electoral mandate. These mechanisms contribute to a more balanced, accountable, and credible democratic process. If that were the case in Nigeria, our Senate, comprising of 109 seats, would be more reflective of electoral realities, with the APC holding 44 seats, PDP holding 33 seats, and Labour holding 27 seats under my leadership. Ideally, the House of Representatives should mirror this balance, with approximately 144 APC members, 108 PDP members, and 90 Labour Party members, but this is far from the case. The absence of law restricting party defection allows politicians to switch allegiance freely and without consequences. This not only weakens the opposition, but also makes a mockery of the electorate will and undermines the integrity of our democratic institution. What we are left with is not a genuine democratic system, but one that is transnational, compromised, and in many respects resembles organized criminality. Unless we urgently implement reforms to entrench true democratic principle, enforce party discipline, and ensure fair representation, Nigerian democracy will remain fragile and dysfunctional. But we will not surrender to criminality. We shall continue to fight for democracy. Genuine democracy. So, in summary of what we'll be saying is that there should be a law, and I know that there is a law, that is against party defection. If APC gave you party and you defect to PDP, automatically that your seat remains vacant. That's what law says. And guess what? In Rivers State, some members of Wike defected from a party that gave them the House of Assemblymanship. But guess what? They defected and never want to agree that their seat is vacant. They keep on fighting for that seat. Then what is now the law there? It doesn't make any sense. So this is what people have to say. Like I said, I'll be short and brief so that you guys hear what the reference about P2B. And again, before I let you guys hear it, something happened. You know that P2B met with the governor of Bauchi. And then the governor of Bauchi said that he is ready to support or to coalesce with P2B in the next election so that they will be removed Tinubu from office. So a few days after that declaration, EFCC decided to probe into the government of that governor. Like I said, this government, they know what they're doing. They want to remove everything called opposition from the way. They want to go and rig election again peacefully, because right now they are removing every obstacle, any enemy, any threat, they're removing it. Because now I'm probing on that man now might result to them coming out with something that will not say, okay, you too, you are suspended. So they want to suspend every governor that are working against them. So take a look. Days after declaring support for Mr. P2B, Bala Mohammed comes under EFCC probe. The anti-graft agency recently arrested the State Accountant General Alhaji Sirajo Mohammed Daja and 2 others in connection with the alleged money laundering and diversion of public funds. The investigation has raised eyebrows, given its timing in relation to Mohammed's political stance. The governor had, on March 13, 2025, held a private meeting with Obi, where he described him as a statesman and the face of opposition politics in Nigeria. Mohammed openly declared his readiness to work with Obi to strengthen the opposition ahead of the 2027 election. Just days later, the EFCC moved against his administration, investigating cash withdrawals totaling 59 billion allegedly made through various government accounts. The timing of the investigation, coming almost immediately after Mohammed's alignment with P2B, has fueled speculations that this support for the Labour Party leader may have triggered the renewed scrutiny. However, this development has intensified debates about the independence of Nigerian anti-corruption agencies and their role in shaping the country's political landscape. With the 2017-2027 election approaching, the probe against Bala Mohammed could either be a legitimate anti-corruption move or a strategic crackdown on political opponents. Nothing like legitimate anti-corruption move or anything is a lie. There's no anything. This is a target to disrupt the next election. They want to make way for themselves. Like if you block the road, they will remove you. That's how they function now. You block the way, they remove you. Because tell me, how can they be investigating somebody that was never in their list all of a sudden because he meant with P2B? I said that P2B is the face of opposition in Nigeria. You went ahead to go and probe his administration. And you also went ahead, you left Yahaya Bello, because I overheard, as a rumor, that Yahaya Bello is to replace Natasha. Like Yahaya Bello that EFCC was working on before, that he stole 82 billion naira from Kogi State, is now set to replace Natasha. I overheard, but I'm not yet sure. I will come with concrete evidence and I'll tell you guys. So now let me take a look at what Dele Farotimi said about P2B and how the INEC and everybody rigged the election for Tinubu last election. Take a look at it, guys, in a minute.
It is unusual in this country of powers. A man ruled a state like Anambra for 8 years. He wrested powers from the Uba, and they think that one is a softie. Somebody who can take power from the Uba. These were people who controlled Banuju, or whatever that one's name was. These were murderous people who killed Barnabas Igwe, the MBA chairman. I believe in Onitsha. Look, these were not easy people. Peter Obi fought them to a standstill, took over the state, made the state work to the point where people are clapping years after he had left. There is a basis to be excited. And I would dare say that Peter Obi probably represents the last opportunity for the ruiners of Nigeria to get out of power without bloodshed. That's my honest belief, because he actually represents a transition to a change that can be orderly, because the old system is no longer sustainable. It is no longer, it's patently unsustainable. So that's what is propelling it. It is hope that is propelling his candidacy. And that is what's driving everything.
I saw what happened with Kenneth Okonkwo, who said he no longer speaks for Peter Obi because he doesn't think that he has the grit and the firmness to be able to handle issues. Are you still with Peter Obi? Do you hold similar notion, or what do you make of that kind of situation where he thinks what is going on in the Labour Party needed a firm and a very, very strong handling, but he didn't see that that Peter Obi was able to handle that situation the manner in which he did. Are you also disappointed with what is happening in the Labour Party?
Let me say this. What is happening in the Labour Party is, for me, the noise next door. I'm not a member of the Labour Party, and I have labored to make this clear before the election, during the election, and after the election. I have not concerned myself with what is happening in the Labour Party. Kenneth joined the Labour Party, so it was his business what was happening there. It's none of my business, and I've not made it my business. I'm not a politician. I am a citizen of a country that is not yet born, a victim of Nigeria looking to have a better country in the future. Peter Obi is a man that I admire a lot. I don't expect him to dictate what should happen in the Labour Party. When did he join them? The Labour Party is a party. It's not, I believe that if it's a party, to an extent, they would have to find a democratic means of resolving their differences. Peter Obi is not in a position to dictate the terms of their settlement to them, and I don't expect him to. Obviously, Kenneth Okonkwo has a different understanding of what Peter Obi's response should have been. He is a politician, just like Peter Obi is a politician. They are the ones who decide what political tactics works for them as politicians. Me, I'm not a politician. As of today, if there were to be a presidential election, Peter Obi is the person I'll still queue behind, because I believe in his capacity to take Nigeria in a non-violent manner to the revolution that I desire. I wish to see Nigeria turn around, and I don't want to see that happening violently. And I believe that Peter Obi has the mass appeal and the capacity to unite this country behind a vision for a better future. That is the basis. As at today, I don't know what he might do tomorrow that might change my mind. I'm a free agent. It might be that tomorrow he decides to align himself with persons that I do not believe I can work with, people that I believe cannot bring anything good to Nigeria. And on account of that, I might decide, okay, hasta la vista, we can't work together. But as at today, barring any dramatic happenstance, I remain solidly behind Peter Obi, and I will continue to support him into 2027 if he's going to run, and if we have managed to reform our electoral system. Because any election without a reformation of our electoral system, I'm not interested.
I mean, Kenneth Okonkwo went as far as saying, for 2027, Peter Obi, Bola Tinubu, Atiku should move aside.
Like,
or use,
yeah,
or you are of the opinion that 2027, you are of the opinion that 2027, Peter Obi should realign or go back to the ring and see through his hat and run again for president. That's your opinion, and that's your stand, isn't it?
Let me put it this way. Peter Obi did not lose the last election. Peter Obi won the last election. INEC and the judiciary performed their magic.